have done that in some situations where I'm in a restaurant. It's not appropriate for me to, I've got a big group of people. I'll just sit there like we're having a casual conversation, and I will explain all three of these things and try to paint the mental picture for them without writing one thing down. And I've done that too, and it's worked.
In a room like this, would you do that, or would you do?
I would do that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
I
what
like that way better.
about.
Look it. We started at 7. It's 7:20, and I'm done.
Right.
You're happy,
Exactly.
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
First of all, you were drug out here.
Yeah.
You're in an auditorium with a bunch of people you don't know, and now it's 7:30. You can go home and still watch the ball game.
So you don't need the PowerPoint. Just this.
I hate the PowerPoint.
Good for you.
Oh.
You're just making a lot of people happy right now.
I do. I'm not. I mean, it's okay. I'm telling you what. Troy Brown does this.
Yeah, he does it.
Byron Strong does this. Now I've got this in PowerPoint.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
It's not. I can't interact as much.
No.
Now for the greens, or the people that say, well, how do I get paid? I'll say, okay, and I'll erase everything except that side. And here's where I'll get the greens. Our compensation plan, that's it. However, you don't know what that means. Really, you don't. You understand the concept. We have a two-team structure, a left team and a right team. The first way that we're paid is a direct commission. We get $20 every time we share this concept with somebody that buys it. So let's say we find Jack right there and Jill right there. We've now made 40 bucks, right? Now let's say you want to put another one in. Where do you want to put them, left or right? And I will sit there until they say something, left or right. Put them left, all right? Let's put it right there. You've made another 20 bucks. Now you've got one right there. This guy's got one on his team. He hasn't done anything. Don't worry about that yet. Now this guy puts one in. This guy puts one in, and you put another one in down there. So you've made now 20, 40, 60, 80. This guy's made 20, this guy's made 20. You made 80 bucks, right? Second way of being paid is team commissions. Now stop and say this. You heard me say this last night. This is very important. Focus up. A team bonus is played when there are 3 sales left, 3 sales right. 3 left and 3 right. Let's look. Oh, there's 3. There's 3. That's going to kick out minimally $100, sometimes $200. Don't worry about that. Let's pretend that was our first week. So you made $280. The next week, you're sick. But this guy puts in 2. This guy puts in 1. 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 There's 3. There's 3. What did you do?
Cycle.
You cycled. You got a team bonus. You did nothing. Another $200. So now there are 6 on this team and 6 on this team for a total of 12. When those 12 collectively together go get 6 more, another bonus. 6 more, another bonus. 6 more, another bonus. I say this every time. Is this getting easier or harder?
Easier.
Why? There are more people. Brilliant, right? If I want to sell real estate, can we sell more real estate with 25 people or 2?
25.
It's a principle that should be very easy for everyone to understand. Matt, how many people do you have on your team? Total?
800 memberships.
You've got 800 members. How do you get a team? How does Matt get a team bonus? Every time collectively, those 800 put 3 left and 3 right. Is it more likely he'll get those happening with 800 or 2? That's what happens. I have 46,500 on my team. How do I get a team bonus? When those 46,500 get 3 left and 3 right. And if it's, and I'll pull my phone out, especially when I want, I'll say, I'll do like I did last night. It just makes them want to puke. Okay, and I'll scroll through it, scroll through it, scroll through it. Do you get it? I've just shared with you how this whole thing works. Then I'll say this. Let me ask you a question. If I asked you to make a list of names right now, people that you know, Stephanie, how many names will be on that list? 200 or 300. I said, you will win. Here's why. Can you think of 4 or 5 people off that list if you called them right now? That because of who you are, and if they were available, they'd have coffee with you right now. Yeah. Because these are your closest and best friends. You know what's going to happen? Those 4 or 5 people, if they're available, will come today or tomorrow. We'll sign 3 or 4 of those up. 2 or 3 or 4 of those up. Guess what I'll do with them? Same thing I did with you. And so all of a sudden now I'm working with your friends' friends. And you're making money off of my efforts because I'm a team player helping you, and then pretty soon guess what I'm going to do with their friends? Now I'm working with your friends. And we're doing the same thing with them. You know how long it takes to get that thing to tune out to massive amounts of people with a very small amount of effort? Kind of ready to go? And I stand there and I stare right into their beady eyes until they say yes or no. Okay? The key is, if you get them to see this, you've got them where you want them. But the technique at that moment, which is the last session I'm going to do in closing, the technique right there is so critical to your success. You've got to know what to say, how to say it, and when to say it, and when not to speak. And that's where most people will screw this up. Oh boy. Any questions?
Yeah. What if you have somebody that you get them signed up and then they just don't do anything?
Welcome to the club. That's the majority of people. Okay? So before we take the next break, I'll talk to you about, you've just signed up, what I will do with you to help that be not so prevalent. Okay? Questions on this again? I want to talk about that before we take a break.
You said you look at them until they say yes or no, and then I know earlier you said you give them till if they insist that they can't make a decision, you can do the next day. How do you handle that transition from when you're waiting for them to say something to if they say, I don't know, I just need to think about it. It's a lot, it's a lot.
Okay, so I will handle the objections with the ultimate goal to ask them yes or no again. If they say, I just need to think about it, I say, okay, let's think. I mean, I'm with you right here. Let's practically do what you want to do. What do we need to think about? What is it you want to think about?
I mean, it's just a lot of information that you've thrown at me in like 15 minutes. I just need to digest it and think about it. I don't. I just need to think.
Yeah. Here's what I'm going to give you some advice. You're not going to probably like this advice, but I have found that thinking paralyzes people because it displaces the inevitable. I would ask you to do this. This is fun and money. Okay? So I try to bring it back to the simple. This is about fun and money, but there's a lot of details there, and that's what's scaring me. I'll teach you those things. I'll teach you those things. The fact of the matter is, some people are not going to make the decision right there. So I'll give it one last ditch effort to try to lead them along. If I'm starting to irritate them, I back off. I've got a yellow. Oh my gosh. Don't push a yellow because that feels confrontational to them. So I'll back off and say, let's do this. I don't want to be a pest and you want me to be a pest, but we do want to get this thing finished. So why don't you think about it tonight, do whatever you need to do tonight. I'll call you noon tomorrow. And when you see my number pop up on your phone, you just know I want one thing. Yes or no. And both of those are good. Both of those are good. Just give me one of those.
Leave them with anything if that happens.
I mean, you could. I don't have anything to leave with. I don't have any brochures. I don't come with a pen, remember? And so, I mean, I might give the WV on demand. Have them go watch Bethany. And Bethany's the one I have people watch. Matt Morris with International. And we'll take care of business tomorrow. Anything else on this?
Did you go over the residual? Because I know you went.
No.
Okay.
They've had enough. I talk about the residual over here, and I just need them to understand the progression of exponential growth. Residual's on top of that. That's all I say.
You only get to the circles though if they're not in once you finish the first.
Or if they're signing up. This consummates the deal here. If I don't like drawing the pyramidal effect of the whole thing if I don't have to, but these numbers are powerful when I've got people sitting around there. I mean, I got one of my Iceland girls now. She's got 180 people in 2 months, so I can use her story. But it doesn't matter if you're here and you've got 5 people on your team. I've told this to 2 people that's grown to 5. They don't know, right? They don't know. 5 sounds like a lot. So, anything else?
Bill presented this to me, and what he did was he flipped it, and he showed me as he was the bottom of the pyramid, and it was growing out because I was helping people. That appealed to the yellow in me,
Wow.
and I thought that was a good.
You're a genius. That's a
And
great idea.
then I said the tree walks back to the root, and then I help everybody else. They go up and have.
Well, he's teaching next Saturday, so you can listen to him. That's the cool thing about this. There's lots of ways to do this. I'm stealing it. That's a great idea. That doubly made my trip here. That is ingenious.
I got that from Big Al Schreiner. He said don't
They
go.
didn't hear that.
Say it out loud.
Big L Thomas Ryder? I stayed at Big L's house one night. He is an interesting dude.
He's cool, isn't he?
Yeah.
Just repeat, she couldn't hear that.
Oh, when Bill presented to her, he instead of having the pyramid coming down, he had it going up, branches going up. So as you're trying to help more people, your trees is going to blossom, whatever he said. I don't know what he said, but I know what I'd say. I'd make that thing sound like it's. I mean, that's cool. In fact, I'm going to try that in Canada or in Iceland next week. I'll report back to you.
The other one we did was put them in the front and do it like the Verizon got.
Oh, yeah.
Drove at the beach and then they start doing it on the.
Yeah, it's on the video.
Yeah, I like that too.
Is that your idea?
I don't know. I told Pete.
See, you Greens, you get some ideas. You need the other guys to give.
But I
But I love that. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, now, I've signed you up. All right. So the first thing I do is when I sign you up is I want to have a game plan interview with you where we're gonna talk about what it is that you need to do. And there are 4 things that I want to do, and one of the things this year is going to be absolutely critical for overcoming some of the things that people that won't do anything.